What's the most heartbreaking thing you've heard about yourself? I was 17 and thought I was completely invisible at home. My parents were going through the messiest divorce you could imagine, fighting every single night about money, custody arrangements, and who would keep the house. I spent most of my time locked in my bedroom with headphones on, trying to drown out their constant screaming matches. One Tuesday evening around 8 o'clock, I came downstairs to grab some water and maybe raid the fridge for leftover pizza. My parents were sitting at our kitchen table with papers spread everywhere, having one of their heated discussions about how to split up our lives. They were so absorbed in their argument that they didn't notice me standing in the hallway, holding my empty water bottle and listening to every word. That's when I heard my mom say something that completely destroyed me. Well, at least we only have one kid to worry about during all this chaos. Can you imagine if we had multiple children going through this nightmare? The custody arrangements alone would be impossible. My dad nodded slowly and responded, "Yeah, you're absolutely right. One custody schedule is already complicated enough with work and everything. I feel terrible that Emma has to witness our problems and deal with all this drama, but at least it's just her we have to figure out." I stood there completely frozen in the dark hallway. Just her. Like I was some burden they had to manage and work around. Like having me in their lives made their divorce 10 times harder than it already was. I quietly tiptoed back upstairs and cried myself to sleep that night. For months after overhearing that conversation, I tried desperately to be the most perfect daughter imaginable. I did all my homework without anyone asking. I cleaned the entire house every weekend. I never complained about anything, even when they forgot to pick me up from school or missed my basketball games. I thought if I could just be less trouble and require less attention, maybe they'd actually want me around more. Maybe I wouldn't feel like such a massive burden on their already complicated and stressful lives. The divorce was finalized right when I turned 18. I moved out immediately for college and barely came home for major holidays like Christmas or Thanksgiving. I kept my distance from both of them, completely convinced they were much happier without having to deal with me and my problems. For 15 long years, I maintained polite but extremely distant relationships with both my parents. I'd visit maybe twice a year, make awkward small talk for an hour, then leave as quickly as possible. I never stayed more than a few hours at either of their houses. Last month, my mom was diagnosed with early onset dementia. While going through all her belongings to organize her medical care, I found this old shoebox hidden in her bedroom closet. Inside were letters she'd written but never had the courage to send. Dozens and dozens of them addressed to me over the past 15 years. Letters apologizing for putting me through the divorce. Letters saying how incredibly proud she was of my college graduation and my job. Letters practically begging me to come home more often because she missed me. But the letter that completely broke my heart was dated just 3 days after that conversation I'd overheard in the kitchen. It said, "I'm so worried about Emma lately. She's been unusually quiet and trying to take care of everyone around her. I wish I could somehow protect her from all this pain and confusion. She's honestly the only good thing that came from my marriage to your father, and I'm absolutely terrified we're going to lose her forever because of our stupid mistakes." At the bottom of the page, she'd written in shaky handwriting, "I told your father we're lucky to only have one child because it means we can focus every ounce of our love and attention on making sure you're okay through this transition. I hope someday you'll understand that you were never the problem in our marriage. You were always the solution." I'd spent 15 years believing I was nothing but a burden, when really they'd been desperately worried about protecting me the entire time. I'm typing this story from my mom's kitchen right now, where I've been staying for the past month, helping her with doctor appointments and organizing her medications. Yesterday, she looked directly at me and said with complete clarity, "I'm so grateful you're here with me. You're the best thing I ever accomplished in my whole life."